Physical pain and such not have altered my sleep schedule. I had a very painful night. The night before. Anyway, I haven't been sleeping right and tried to get to sleep tonight, but I woke up so damn late that didn't work. So let's go here and take a look at the first of the player's choices. This is the guy who doesn't have to choose, so I will not. I head over here. What is blue looking at? Blue is looking at nothing good. I really don't want to hand things off to anyone at this point. So I'm just going to play the cruiser one and hope for the best. Alright. Have this again and this. Powerful options. Any friendly solar system to me means you don't need to create linkage. That would be a possibility. This is the 0 card. Next power play, all power cards are resolved simultaneously. Plus production strike, you lose all your production this turn. Wow, that sucks. So do I want a monitor as the yellow player? Would that tremendously strengthen me? Or, and over here, it would give me some defenses against all those damn. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. So now we're all playing on our own. If we're all playing on our own, we're going to do this. Although we could get 2 cookies, that would be an all playing on our own. And we don't want to waste that. Over here, well, definitely we don't want to do any of this crap. But our cards kind of don't work. We don't have troop cards. A hyper jump with 5 points of ships. What would that do me? It's not terribly helpful to me. A laser beam attack might be better. Guess I do that. And now we come back to the first guy and he's like, oh, well, I definitely don't want to play high. So we'll go with the cruisers. All right, highest number now. Well, there are no great big numbers anymore. That puts it way over here. That's the orange player. All right. I only get to play my own. I've just ingrained myself to the whole, hey, I get to play everybody's. No, not anymore. So a laser beam attack. What am I looking to shoot? I feel like green is my biggest opponent right now. And I'll just try to pick one of these off. I don't know why. No great reason. But I'm at +1. 3, no good. This gets discarded. And now I just get my normal production, which is 2 points. I don't really know what the hell to do with that. Hyper jump could have gotten me here, and then I could advance. Do I want to hold this? Is it worth it? Or do I just build up ships here? Or better yet, do I build up a cruiser there and just wait? And that'll put me to the next one, which is that cruiser. Yeah. I'm not going to follow every action. I've gotten in the habit of coming back and reporting. The cookie to try to get this didn't succeed. makes our next one over here. Bunch of ships and tried to go into here, but they took a hit and shifted their force here. Well, not a bunch. They built 2 scouts, but they also built this monitor here, protecting another one of their 2-point spaces. So they've got 3 2-point spaces all protected by a monitor, and only a monitor in 2 of them. This one, I'm vulnerable to lose a dreadnought. That gives us, I guess, 2 dreadnoughts over here. Fought their way around to take one of yellow's spaces. Now yellow, which was in a very powerful position, and this is what blue was worried about, is now one of the weaker players, honestly, in addition to having this painful situation here. Now, I don't believe I'm allowed to take from there, even if it was there, but I get a monitor. I'm only allowed 1 monitor per position, so that'll end up going there. And then I get my production, which is only 4 points. And I'm in a tricky space here. Yellow beats back blue, but at some cost. I lost a couple of dreadnoughts to the time warp and deal out new cards and play another turn. We had a play by green trying to get into here. Yeah. Remember, I got to get, I guess, 3 of those to be able to advance. That's a lot, but each one of them is worth points, 2 points each. So, you know, there's a lot of production in there too. So there's advantages to going in there. The problem is these are the easy ones to get into. And then these, and finally these. And generally what it means is you need 1 of each type eventually, but getting the easy slice into a cheaper one, well, especially one of these, is particularly advantageous because you get the production off of it at that point. It's a dangerous place to be, though. There's always going to be a concentration of amoebas around there until they start getting wiped out. Players played high cards, you know, get whatever comes underneath, but then boom, cookie and a dreadnought, and just, you know, just for me, this guy played his 2 cruisers instead of a pair of cookies. I'm holding those cookies in reserve still until I get the advantage off of it. This was a good turn for me. I would have gone second to last because of this skip, and he went in with just a dreadnought. That's going to put the thingy up here, I believe. Yeah. Blue moved this off here, hopes to attack this big green force. That would have been a nice thing for everyone, really, because except for him, everyone kind of wants to hit green. They're doing fairly well. It's not like, you know, orange is weak, blue so-so. But I also launched a major attack here and further battered yellow's fleet so that they're not going to be able to, you know, they can't buy any of these little ships. I hope I didn't screw up. I'm afraid I did last time and bought directly from here, forgetting that I had units in the time warp. It's easy to forget. Some bad play happening here. Orange wished it had moved its units out of here with the monitor here. I did it this time so that I'm in place to attack here. Purple, instead of going to start establishing bigger wealth, I figured, oh, I know they're going to get some good ships, and they're going to have trouble buying ships otherwise. So I threw 2 cookies at this, and they both got eaten. Munch, munch. That means the next one is Dreadnought up there at green. I got a bunch of green ships here. They're cut off from everything. I don't think that was the case last turn, but I can't be sure. I don't remember an amoeba moving into there recently. It's so fucking easy to forget what the hell's going on. So I probably built stuff here thinking that was a base and just moved it there. You know, I find this a game that's very easy for fuck-ups to happen. I remember in opposed games them happening reasonably often. Maybe I'm just making that up. I don't know. But yeah. And, you know, this is great back here as a backup, but trying to reach across isn't going to work very well. And the other opportunity is to try to gather here, but that doesn't really work either. I've got a lot of threats on my ass. Their way through and does a consolidation move. I made attacks on that, didn't make it. That leaves me with one more ship, or one more guy, and it's this guy. He gets a cookie. Gets a cookie and a battleship. Okay. My points are 2, 4. I'm connected, but 4 sucks. That's these two. What I ought to do is flip over all the pieces I can't buy until I clean them out, but because I'm sure I'll forget again. Finishing things up by taking a space from purple. I hope the rock's in the right place, because otherwise I will not remember shit. Kind of funny, and it may be because I'm playing solitaire. The game feels like it's taking quite a while. I remember people making races for the center much more quickly in opposed games, but I think my feelings are always, oh, at least in solitaire, gotta beat up on the opponent, gotta be dicky, gotta make sure they don't get the advantage. This isn't a game about knocking the opponents out. It's a game about getting here firstest. But of course, if there is a lot of fighting among people, it's hard to get there early. Players played big cards. I play my double cookie. Cruiser's here, Dreadnought here because of that. And the rock goes down here, which means he's going to be sort of last. Always a powerful position. I got to swap batteries. It's funny, a lot of times people say things like, how can you play a game like this solo? And isn't it different or something? And it is. Quite often, what it is that the players are dickier to one another when I play solo. I've noticed a great deal more hesitancy towards beating up on another player in games where there's another way to go forward in opposed games. And I gotta say, I even feel it myself to some extent. Not in everything. When I'm playing something that's big and military-ish, or more military-ish than this, perhaps, I'm thinking here in particular empires in arms, empires of the Middle Ages, but I don't think fighting's a good idea in that. Europa Universalis. Quite often I drift into I really don't want to rock the boat here. I want to go after the things that I have direct victory points for, and this is one of the factors I've seen. There's ways, especially in Europa Universalis, of gaining a decent amount of victory points by not chasing what you're supposed to chase, historically. I find that a little weird, but I've seen people who optimize on that and do well. And I have more of a tendency to be willing to sit back and see what's happening and say, well, I've got victory kind of building up here. I'm doing okay. I don't want to make things too disturbed. And then if you're weak, you're like, well, I sure the hell don't want to go to war. I'll get my ass handed to me. In a tight spot, being attacked by 2 players with all those pieces in the time warp, and only able to buy this much even with all this production. I could make sort of a desperate attack. This is sort of an even attack to try to get this high valued thing that'll take some points away from being directed at me. One of the things is I have to kind of make it clear to these guys, hey, look, stop hitting me. Leave me alone. Green is doing really well. They're about ready to enter into the center. Orange isn't going to be able to stop them. that kind of swaying might be able to work. Let me see if I can negotiate with both of them, because purple has gotten the advantage on me. If they go here, they're hooked up. They actually don't even care, although they have to shift units. And blue is near green, you know. Okay, so let's talk to blue first. Blue says, I don't care. Purple is more willing. Yeah, give me that, sure. So yellow is going to turn against blue. And a deal has been made. Now, part of what helps this is this card gives purple a pair of cookies. That makes them much, much more threatening. Well, we'll see. I noticed it already. There's an advantage to going early in terms of using everybody's cards. There's another advantage to going early. If someone can build up a force, like in Risk, and wipe you out or wipe you out of their area, you have very little you can do about them. We saw yellow got beaten up by that kind of thing. Anyway, I'm going to poke an amoeba. Which one? Well, this is blue. Obviously, I don't want to get this one, even if it's near yellow. I think I'll go for this one and see what happens. We had a general amoeba attack. Well, this one's rampaging. It only gets a 1, which doesn't give me anything. I decided to throw a cookie at this. It got eaten. You know, I mean, it's hard to beat up monitors. But the thing is, if we can hurt yellow, we think that's good. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Why did that happen? Because I'm following the order of the numbers. Okay, that's going to be a dreadnought for green. And they're in a position to try spreading into here. But they've also got this fucker that they've got to get rid of before somebody draws a berserker. Well, you know, draws a doomsday device and gets to... that could wipe out my entire fleet if I'm not careful. So a cookie there might take it out. Might not, but it's worth a shot now rather than, hey, who knows which way it's going to go. I got a huge fucking fleet. I can grab lots of stuff with a huge fleet. Going into here, I'm at even. I win. This could actually be the game here. Everybody slides in. Screw cookies, man. Cookies aren't how you win. Cookies are how you beat other people. And once you gather this kind of fleet, you got a lot of power. Going into here, I'm at +1. Dual loss, I lose 2 scouts, but I get this. I only have to send 1 thing in. I'm going to keep this fleet here. I'm going to go for that. Here I'm at -1. But it's hard for me to get 2 things otherwise. Not good. 2 of these. All right. I'm going to keep rolling, but not on camera because I want to cheat. No. Mainly because I need to be able to think, and it's harder for me to think when I'm there. So as I start to take losses, going into here, this is a 6 planet just like this is. It's going to be at -1, 2 losses each because there's an amoeba there. Not great. Successful? So now, no, I got the roll on 1 though. Now I make the roll here. Again, I'm at -1. It's not great, but I could win the game on this turn. I do. This is gone. I got Saster. It's over, man. It's over. Unfortunately, that's not a good thing because this didn't last long enough. I got a couple of pages into my roll. Time to find something else. All right, but I will come back. Now, the big thing here is kind of that, hey, you get tied down into fights with other people, and it's going to slow down your chances to get into that center ring. The key to this game is build up the force that can bust into that center ring kind of all at once. And if you're struggling over resources elsewhere, well, somebody else may be getting there quickly. And that's a hard lesson for me to learn. I'm not very goal-oriented. I get very much into the petty squabbles, you know, and I don't tend to win this much opposed. I tend to get into battles with people, start winning those individual battles, but somebody across the board, like Green did here, ends up winning the game. Usually there's more people at the table who are trying to win the game. So it's not a guarantee, you know, like there's not like one person who's not being like me. But yeah, this is a real problem that I face with this kind of game, is that I lose track of what the victory conditions are and just go chasing other things like, hey, we wiped out a player. That was pretty cool, right? But, you know, Green's the one who wiped out a player and yet still won because that gave them additional points of production far, far away and out of everybody's reach. They didn't get hammered for it. See, that's the whole thing. If you build up a good base and people hammer you, you're not in a position to do things, which is why like purple and yellow fighting it out and whatnot was not going well. That's why they made a deal. Blue, though, fucking idiot, wouldn't stop. Well, yellow was embedding themselves over there and trying to make their shot at it. And green could have very easily failed here. They got lucky in terms of that force being able to take. I mean, they took all 3 planets and the center in one shot. That's usually hard to do. I think most players, when they try it, have less force than I had there. But I also did get relatively lucky. I only took a couple of hits against me. So that's the end of the road there, and we'll send this out.